Oh, I'm live. How you doing, YouTube? I'm typing this out for Facebook Live. I'm fixing to do a Facebook Live about this too at the same time. Just a moment. And I'm gonna try not to not vent, but gripe about this so much. But it's something that I noticed on social media, and I'm sure it's a common occurrence that someone else has seen or anyone else has seen, but I feel like something just needs to be said about it. And if you watch this later, this is fine too. I realize it's late, so a lot of people are asleep, getting ready to go to work later on, so get you some sleep. I've taken my time to get this ready. I had to update the computer and everything else. So it's late, and I apologize about that. Hello, Facebook Live and YouTube Live. I apologize. It's so late. I had to update the laptop, and I had to type in the description here. So I apologize about it being late. I realize everybody's going to bed, getting ready to go to work for tomorrow and stuff. So rest up. You can watch this later on. If you happen to watch it, I thank you. But this is something I posted about it earlier on Facebook about something that I noticed on social media, and I'm sure it's a common occurrence. And people see it all the time. People hear about it, example, going to school, people in everyday life, everybody's struggling with something. Uh, Understandable. We're only human. But, and I apologize if my hair is just looking nuts right now. I apologize about that. But something that I noticed on social media, and I think I made a video about it in the past, a few months back or whatever, is I noticed, and this is a video about mental health, and it might be somewhat triggering. So I apologize if it is, and I've put a restriction on YouTube Live for it to not be for children to watch. But anyway, this is about mental health, and I saw something to the effect of, and I don't know how the proper way of saying it now is, I saw something to the effect of someone, I'm not going to say specifically, and I've seen other people saying this to others about how someone needs to unalive themselves, if that's a easier way of saying it. And I'm hello Soviet Onion 72, long time no see. How you been doing on YouTube Live? But anyway, I saw that and I thought it was really, really sad. It needs to be addressed, that someone would say that. I'm going to try and make this video not a rant, not a gripe, because there's so many people going through grief due to the pandemic. And this subject is so sensitive and so triggering. One thing that I would like to say is people don't pay attention to what they're saying. I realize saying something out of the moment of anger, or maybe just not liking someone, being in their presence, someone might make someone uncomfortable. That's fine. I understand that. You have your energy, they have their energy, or whatever. But don't tell someone to do that to themselves. Don't tell them to unalive themselves. That's the most polite way that I can say it. Don't tell them to do that. That is really uncalled for. This may not be the best mental health video, to discuss it, but I've had that said to me before. And it really hurts. Actually, it infuriates me, but I'm just one person with one person's opinion, to make a video about this, but I get tired of seeing people hurt. I get tired of seeing people getting bullied. And I just wish it would stop. There's got to be a way to make people quit talking that way with such viciousness, even if it's in the heat of the moment. Someone says something and they pop off to someone and they just say something really rude or cruel, or they do something really rude or cruel, and just out of the spur of the moment they say something like that, and it just, please don't say things like that. I mean, I realize you get angry, but don't say things like that. That is just thoughtless. And it's the way I look at it, having someone had said that to me, and it's happened to me more than once. Someone has said that to me more than once. Different people. I'm not going to go into that. That's in the past. It's taken me a long time for it to be in the past for me, but it's in the past. And the way, if you hear any background noise, that's TV in the other room. Sorry about that. But anyway, the way I look at it is, put yourself in the person's shoes that you're saying that to, if you happen to say it. You're traveling to Adelaide at the airport now. Well, safe travels. Be safe. It's good to see you. But yeah, put yourself in the other person's shoes. They could be struggling with something also, and I get it. When someone says something like that, they could be struggling themselves. I get that. But just stop for a moment. Just stop for a moment and think about what you're saying. Think about the impact that you have on someone else when you say that. I mean, I realize it's impossible to do, but for a moment, try and think about the consequences of saying that to someone. And I as I said, this is not the best mental health video or whatever. I'm not great with words, but I really and truly, I get tired of seeing things like that. I mean, if someone bothers you, like you just don't get along with someone, they're not in your group or whatever, don't go around them. I mean, it saves a lot of problems, just don't go around them, and just do your thing with some, your group of people or whatever. Don't antagonize the situation, and don't say things like that. Through this whole process of losing my mom, I've made videos about it and stuff. Through this whole process of losing our mother, I've realized a lot of stuff. It's amazing what I've realized, in the fact that you don't know when you're going to see that person again. And I'm using this comparatively with my mom, because mom was talking 1 minute and gone the next. So, as the saying goes, you don't know the impact of your words. Someone could be struggling with something. There could be someone else smiles and happy sitting right next to you, and they could be internally falling apart and you don't even know it. So I know that's horrible, but there's a lot of people struggling right now. And as I said, I'm not much for words, but I'm just trying to kind of stop what's going on. I just saw it, and I saw that, and I was just like, people don't realize what they're saying. They really don't. They don't realize what they're saying. Soviet Onion 72 said bullying should be a criminal offense. I completely agree. I completely agree with you. People don't realize what they say to each other. I realize arguments, this and that, but when it comes down to it, They don't realize. And seeing the outcome of some of the bullying that goes on, it, people find out and they're like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that. No, maybe you shouldn't have. Simple as that. Don't make it complicated. You wouldn't have liked it if you wouldn't like it if someone said it to you. It's simple as that. I mean, everybody's just trying to make a way in the world, and they're trying to get along with the best that they can with everything that's going on in the world. I mean, come on. But I Soviet Onion 72, I completely agree with you. I really do. And there's people that they've been bullied, or the bully or whatever, they make up. I've heard of that. And I think that's cool, but something that could be worked out, an argument that could be worked out within not even 5 minutes time, has to turn out like that. Someone just popping off and saying something like that. And it's not worth it. Don't you agree, Soviet Onion? I mean, my chat is on slow. I put it on slow. I'm sorry. I'm not used to my chat. I should make more videos, but whatever. I was intending on making this kind of a makeup video while I was doing it all, but I was just like, I can't think at the same time. So anyway, I decided not to. But anyway, I'm just speaking from my experience. Someone says that to me, it's just, if they don't like me, don't come around me. Keep it simple. I saw it with firsthand. My mom talking 1 minute and gone the next. So you just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. And as bad as it is, you say something out of anger for a moment and you don't know what's going to happen. That person may just take your word like gold, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because there will be regret and there will be loss, and it's horrible to, out of anger, it's horrible to say something like that to someone. And that's the level of anger that I'm taking this to. I'm not going to get enraged on this. I'm not. I'm just speaking from my heart. Don't say something like that, please. It's thoughtless and it's cruel. And if you've ever had an argument, with someone, and you say, and you're close with that person, and you say something, just out of anger, and then you're like, oh, I regret that. Then say you're sorry. Because you know what? You're going to miss that person. You're going to miss that person talking to them. You're going to miss having them around. And the times that you've hurt them, they're not going to go for it so much. A person can only take so much. And that's why there's therapists. I'm going to therapy from losing my mom. I've been in therapy for 1.5 years. I'm doing much better. Thankfully. But if you have feelings like that, like what this whole thing is about, then talk to someone. Talk to a friend, talk to family, talk to a therapist. That's what they're there for. I finally gave in. My family talked to me and stuff, and my nurse finally told me after it happened, first year grief is the worst. And she was right. And I've been in therapy ever since. I've got a therapy appointment coming up here just shortly. Phone therapy appointment because I still have anxiety. So, but my anxiety is getting better. I feel like I've kind of rambled through this, but I apologize. But I was just trying to make a point that don't say that to someone that is so mean, to tell them to unalive themselves. Don't do that. You know, some people kind of joke around with it. It isn't a joke. And how I know that, I've been told that you have to learn, if you've ever experienced it, you have to learn to move on. You know, I know it's difficult if you don't fit in. But just move on. There's other things that you can do. There's other people to meet. And I realize in a society like this, it's difficult to get out and about because everything going on. You know, I realize that everything's more difficult and complicated now. But I'm just letting you know that there are therapists, there's help available about things like that. And that when it comes to sensitive subjects like that, some people just don't think about what they say. And I apologize for it. I saw it with my eyes firsthand about my mom. Different circumstances, but it lets you know how quick things can change. That quick. Anyway, I've allowed this video to go on way longer than I expected it to. Almost 18 minutes. I apologize about that. Everybody's fixing to go to sleep, go to work, whatever. Good luck at work. But anyway, I just thank you for listening to me, watching this video. I realize it's late. If you decide to watch it later, that's fine. But I just had to say my piece about it. And even if I rambled, I apologize. So you guys have a good evening and actually morning here. And I'll talk to y'all later. You take care. Be safe. Love you. Bye.